We can expect another wet summer in Connecticut, and that means more mosquitoes than ever. If you don't have your home serviced for mosquito control and you find you're spending most of your outside time swatting those little pests, or you did have your yard sprayed but you still have bites all over your body, you're in luck. Mosquito Shield of Central Connecticut provides the best value in mosquito control services because of how they treat your yard using the Mosquito Shield tailored treatment system. All mosquito control service is not the same. They don't use a fixed schedule or an identical product, one-size-fits-all service program. You can't control mosquitoes on a set number of sprays or visits. Unlike the competition, Mosquito Shield of Central Connecticut will service you for the season, whatever it takes to provide superior results. The promise has awarded them an industry-leading customer retention rating of 90%. Visit MosquitoShieldCNCT.com to schedule an appointment with Wade DeCesare and enjoy the rest of the summer mosquito-free. Do you have a 401k and some savings for future retirement, but don't even know if it's enough to live off of? How much is enough? How often are you thinking about it? The team at JPEX Financial Group can help set your mind at ease. We specialize in creating strategies in the planning and managing of your financial, educational, and investment needs. We help clients pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal, tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful, and open relationships are the foundation of our practice. You've worked hard for your money and should feel confident in your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Your goals are our goals. We are dedicated to your needs and hopes for your future. Visit our website and give us a call at 860-430-5397. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. JPEX Financial Group, LLC is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. JPEX Financial Group is located at 78 Eastern Boulevard, Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Wednesday.
What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, America? How are you?
I think America's doing okay, depending on who you ask.
I thought democracy was going to die. At least that's what I had heard for the last 3 weeks. It's going to die.
I mean, did it really die?
No, but I have to say, I think we've set an all-time low.
Possibly. An all-time low on what? I'm afraid to ask, Carlos. What is this low on?
Oh, man. On the expectations of the quality of our candidates. I mean, wow. Whew. Oh, well, man.
I guess we'll get into that.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll get into that.
Eye-opening to say the least.
Hey, listen, if you're listening to us live, great. If you're listening to us on recording, that's even better. That's also good. But make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We don't have a TikTok yet, but we're getting there.
Can we do TikTok? I mean, we do hour-long shows.
Oh,
TikTok like a 15, like a minute thing or something, like Instagram, like
it is. But I mean, as of right now, we can't do live shows on TikTok because number one, we're not there yet. Number two, you need like 1,000 followers.
That's
So we're
like
definitely not there yet.
supporting the Chinese. I'm not down with that.
Yeah, but you know how it is. But hey, you know what? Look, Carlos and I are located in Florida. Maybe somebody's listening to us in Connecticut, wondering what the weather is out here. What I will tell you that we are dealing with this wonderful hurricane, Nicole. We thought we were done, and
I
then
mean, yeah,
just this thing just she pulled out of nowhere. I mean,
this is the Atlantic Ocean's last fart right here.
yeah, and you know, this picture here doesn't do it much justice, you know, as to
No.
what we actually getting. This one here actually does, in the sense where, I mean, my job today was like, so should we open tomorrow? I was like, I'm like, well, you're asking me? I'm going to tell you no. I go, I think we should all work from home.
oh,
If you ask me, if, you know, whoever has power, if this hits, either work from home. I go, maybe if anything, bring 2 people into the warehouse just in case for whoever's working. But if not, close the freaking thing down. But of course, corporate America doesn't allow you to do that.
So I'm looking at this trajectory, and I mean, there's still a cone, so you know it could be anywhere in there. But it looks like for the most part, you and possibly me, even though I'm in the cone there, we're gonna end up dealing with the clean side of the storm. So
Yes, because the upper quadrant is always the dirty side.
it's always the right side, no matter what direction it's going in. The right side of the storm is always the dirty side. So in this case, yeah, it would be the north side.
Correct. Correct.
So it looks like we're just going to be inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Most Floridians they scoff at category 1s and tropical storms. However, they should not be taken completely lightly. If they sit around long enough, they will leave you underwater. So you got to be careful.
Definitely. So
ask the Bahamas. They had one sit there for what, 3 days? What was that?
Oh
Dorian?
my God,
remember that?
Yes, a couple years
just
ago.
sat there.
Yeah,
He didn't move.
Yeah, that really sucked. I felt
That
bad.
did. That was bad.
Got a question. Did you do your civic duty?
Oh yeah, I absolutely did my civic duty. I took my mom to do her civic duty. It was always a good process. It always feels good to go and vote. So that was always fun. And of course, unlike some other states, the process was smooth, simple, and efficient, and with voter ID. And no, I did not feel suppressed in any way, shape, or form.
You feel suppressed.
That's
that question. It's kind of.
I was ready to throw a fit and be like, "Why do you need my ID? Is it because I'm brown?"
No, I think. Look, I would tell you this. I think that we need to have voter IDs. Definitely, people need to. You got to present ID. I mean, I was like, okay, I don't have my voter's registration card. What do I do? And I called up the election people here. I said, hey, look, I don't have my voter's registration card. I lost it. And they're like, no big deal. Just show up with your driver's license, make sure it's not expired, and you vote.
I mean, you didn't feel slighted? You didn't feel like that was personal? You didn't feel like they were trying to lower the vote count of us minorities?
No, I didn't feel that way. I'll tell you this.
Good, because anyone who does is an idiot. Next.
I tried. The funny thing is this.
Yeah.
I went on Sunday to vote, to early voting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lines were amazingly long.
Wow. So people in Miami, they knew well ahead of schedule who they wanted, and it showed last night.
Yeah, it did.
But the fact that you're telling me, because, all right, so based on the data, obviously Dade County was red, which is like as much as winning the Powerball. but it's normally Democrats that tend to vote early. So that just says a lot. That says a lot. There he is, De Sanctimonious versus the Everything Man. And but you know, I'm beginning to wonder if there are issues with early voting. This process taught me a lot.
Are you saying that it was rigged by the Republicans?
No. It's
Okay.
not a matter of rigging. It's a matter of strategy, Frank. We're at the point now where, you know, did you notice this particular election, how few debates there were and how late these debates were scheduled? Do you think that that's fair to have these debates scheduled so late in an election cycle and yet have the votes open up so early? What if you change your mind? What if you were to go vote in August, let's say, just for example, the first debate's in September, and you realize the person you voted for just completely fell apart at the debate and you're concerned about them as a candidate, but it's too late now. So I'm wondering about how valuable is early voting?
I think it all depends on who you ask, because you're able to vote at early up to 2 days prior to, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Okay, so you know, and I'm willing to say that majority of the people that are going to vote or whoever votes, normally your mind's already made up before you even hear a debate.
That's an issue. That's a problem.
Okay, it
Yeah.
is, but again, you have all these commercials, all these politician
ads,
commercials, the ads. There we go.
Right.
You know, that play every other freaking commercial. Okay. And you know, in between your show that you're watching, you have a DeSantis commercial, and then right after you have a Charlie Chris, and then you have a Marco Rubio, and then you have Val Jennings. You know, so it was all back to back. You can't even enjoy watching commercials.
Even the mailbox sucked, but yeah.
Oh no, the mailbox was horrible. I normally check my mail about maybe once a week. Okay, and it was literally a pack of stuff, and I'm like, God bless. You know, I'm like, all right, info, politics. Oh, this looks interesting. Oh yeah, this one too. Okay, garbage, politics. I grab it. I wouldn't even look at it. Why? And I dumped it. I was like, for what? You know, it's just too much. So our election results came in. I was so disappointed yesterday. All right. I mean, when you look at least at the state of Florida, right? Democratic Party, right?
Yeah.
These are winners. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
How
these
does that
two
woman keep winning? I don't understand it.
I don't know.
I do understand it. I do understand it. I'll get it. I'll get into that in a little bit. Go ahead.
So then you have red.
Mm-hmm.
Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Okay, well, this one's a repeat. Then you come back over here, red, blue, red. And this is how the state went off.
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay. I can tell you. Oh, look, hold on. Oh, okay, not that one. Not yet. So, what's this one here? Yeah, no. Okay, we're good here. So, check out this state. This state used to be blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it used to be blue. What has happened? I don't know. Okay,
it's not that hard. Well, there's a few things. There's a few things that have happened, and those few things not only affected our state, but affected other states as well. And I was thinking about that during the year. So Florida's always notoriously been purple, right?
Purple.
And yeah, purple. Like any year, any color could win.
Right.
Remember when DeSantis won the first time, he only won by like 0.4%. Like it
Yeah,
was a
it was very close.
stupidly close race. Thank God. Anyway, hey, would you have gone to the hotel with our to be governor and hang out with him? I don't think so. So what happened,
No.
Frank? What happened during these last 2 years with COVID? Everybody and their mother from blue states started moving here. And so I don't know exactly how many people made it down here, officially bought homes and all that, but it's safe to say there was a significant influx from the north, which may have also affected some of the Democrat elections up there. And I was saying that to myself many moons ago. I was like, you know what? It's all nice that we have people coming down here. It's great for realtors because the housing market's going crazy. But how many of these blue states are only becoming bluer now because the red voters are moving to Florida? And you got to wonder if some of that occurred yesterday because you had a lot
I think a lot of that occurred.
Yeah, that
You
might
know,
have happened in quite a few places because a lot of those politicians were supposed to lose and they didn't. And then, you have to ask yourself to a certain extent, how much of an absence of traditional Republican voters from those states now live here? And to add to your point, like you said in that picture you showed me, that is a red ass state now. So, I think a lot of that went into play yesterday too.
Well, I wanted to break something down here with you.
Okay.
And mind you, this is pure raw footage in the sense that I recorded it and I haven't really heard the whole thing, but we're going to play around with this. So I'm going to break it off into segments and we will figure this out.
Now, thanks to the overwhelming support of the people of Florida, we not only won election, we have rewritten the political map.
So that goes back to what you were just saying.
Right.
Okay. I think a lot of it has to do with people from the north.
Yeah.
People seeing what he did. And now, granted, I don't agree with everything that this man does. Okay. I don't.
No, I know.
But people see it, they're like, okay, we're going to move to Florida. Like you said, for real estate is great.
It
For
was.
everything else, it sucks.
It was good.
It sucks. So let's.
Now, thanks to the overwhelming support of the people of Florida, we not only won election, we have rewritten the political map.
I can't do this the way I want to do it.
Thank you for honoring us with a win for the ages. I want to thank all of our campaign staff, from campaign manager Gennaro.
Okay.
Thank you to Miami-Dade County. Thank you. It's clearly apparent.
Carlos,
that
unmute yourself.
this
We'll talk
election,
over
we
it.
will have garnered a significant number of votes from people who may not have voted for me 4 years ago. And I just want to let you
I don't even know how that
I
happened.
am
That didn't press
honored to
anything.
have earned your trust
No, yeah, it
and
does it
your
on its
support.
own. I can't stop the video because it's going to restart it.
Nah, it's good. Yeah, it's about time Miami-Dade came around.
These jurisdictions for greener pastures.
But that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Miami-Dade
Now, while our
is
country
a different animal now.
failed leadership in Washington,
Miami-Dade,
You know what? I might be able to do this. Keep
you
on
have
going.
you have a lot of like people that are still coming in from Venezuela and some of these other countries that are flirting. Not flirting. They're actually more deeply involved in political systems that the Democrats like to flirt with. They
Mhm.
smell bullshit, and they smell it because they ran from it. And these 2 years, it's become more evident than ever because they're in charge. And I think that's part of why it turned red. There's a lot of stories going around about how the Democrats lost a shit ton of Black and Hispanic voters, and I hope they keep losing them because they've always treated the brown population like if they own us. And I'm sick of saying that they don't give a shit about you except once every 2 to 4 years. And finally, I think people are waking up to it. And Miami-Dade is a prime example of that. And hopefully it continues.
All right, hold on a second. Can you hear it?
No.
You don't hear him?
No, I can fill in the words. I kicked his ass.
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
So, all right, Frank, I'm gathering by your discontent that you did not vote for DeSantis. So I'm going to have to kind of ask, why? What were you thinking? What exactly was it about? First of all, the number one question, this will help me a lot. Did you vote against him or for Crist?
I voted for Chris.
Okay. All right. Now I'm even more confused. Why?
Dude, it's one of those where I don't see with this guy's abortion issues. I don't see with the fact of, I don't agree with the fact of, you know what? If a person wants to be a transgender, let them be.
But no one said they couldn't.
Okay, let them, but he has an issue with that, but ultimately, my biggest thing is the abortion. Okay, I strongly believe that.
So what? 15 weeks is not enough for you?
No, it's not. It's not that it's 15 weeks.
That's the limit. That's what he's proposing, or that's what's going on in Florida. 15 weeks. That's essentially 4 months.
I don't. You know what? But if that's what it's proposed, because I remember when I first read it, it wasn't 15 weeks.
I guess we'll have to double check on that. But I've heard the magic number for Florida is 15 weeks.
I mean, if it's 15 weeks, then hey, then I could masticarlo. I won't swallow, but I'll chew on it. Okay. So in that case, then yeah, I could deal with it. But I think a woman needs the right to choose and again, 15 weeks is plenty of time. That's for sure.
Okay. All right.
So we'll see.
So you put that issue above everything else that everyone's been through over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
That was my main issue. Everything else, I could kind of see it, going either way. But my question here is, and I'm going to come into this: money in politics.
The root of all evil.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So DeSantis hit almost $2 million.
200 mil. Look at that.
Yeah, 200 mil. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
200 mil. Okay. He spent 72 million. Correct.
The rest of that money better come back to us.
Yeah, right. The rest of that money that'll go to his presidential campaign. I guarantee you. Okay. So when you look at Charlie Crist, he had 26 million. He spent 21 million.
That tells you two things. One, the people didn't really support him. And two, the Democrat Party left him way out to dry. They didn't even support him.
Well, the Democratic Executive Committee of Florida,
$5 million,
gave him $5 million.
That's it.
The Democratic Governors Association gave him
700,000.
700,000. Yes.
Let me see who donated.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. View all donors. Okay. There we go. View all donors here. These are all his donors.
Right.
So,
Barbara A. Stifel. That's some rich liberal. I thought
sure.
you were only allowed to give up to 25,000. I got to understand the rules about that. Anyhow, or is it PAC money that works that way? Somebody can clarify that for me. All right. So the state of Florida,
Gave him 2.6 mil.
wait a minute. So my taxes went to this clown?
Yeah.
Ugh,
So let's see.
I'm even more pissed. All right.
You all donors. The state of Florida went. You see, my taxes went to this clown.
See, that's money well spent.
Oh, what's the difference? Come on, get the F out of here. Look at this. This Robert T. Bigelow gave him $10 million.
Damn. Deuce Bigelow handing out the bills. Wow, 10
I
mil.
want to know who. I just want to know.
I need to
this
find
guy
out
is.
who he is. Maybe sell him his next house. Damn.
I'm gonna find out who this guy is.
That's
really.
a lot of money. Robert Bigelow.
Yeah, but I really want to know who that guy is.
Hmm.
No.
Are you
He's an-
doing a search on Robert Bigelow?
Yes, I am.
What are you going to do? Call him? How dare you?
Here, according to
Truth be told,
Wikipedia.
listen, I'll say this, and I don't care who you are.
He's the guy that owns Budget Suites of America.
Guess where I'm staying every day I'm on vacation? I'm supporting that guy. Truth be told, though, that's a crime. I don't think. I really wish we could do something about the amount of money people can donate to candidates. I don't care about party. This is a universal complaint where certain individuals like Mr. Bigelow and George Soros and whoever, where they get to dump off loads of money to influence elections. I think that's bullshit.
Well, of course. I mean, look, man.
There should be a limit per person. And, you know, if you're good enough, people will send it to you. And that should be it. 10 million? Wow.
$10 million.
Wow.
You know, before we move on here, I'm gonna, for you up north listeners, today actually,
especially you geniuses in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
you guys, rock solid, folks. You are now the butt of jokes for the next 6 years. Well done.
Yeah, Joe started a new show, which is called Connecticut Politics. Check out this intro here.
I caught a little bit of it earlier. You know, it was just him and I guess I didn't catch her name, but I saw them side by side. Is he still doing the red, white, and okay?
Yeah, he's doing that with Jimmy on Thursdays.
Okay.
Normally,
right.
I've been trying to get you on there again, but I don't know. I can't say I can't seem to get you there.
I mean, when did you try to get me on there?
Nah, dude, I'm just talking shit.
Okay, I was like, time out.
Dude, I can barely get you here anymore.
It's been rough, man. It's been rough.
I know it has, man. I know. Family, listen, man.
She's getting there, slowly learning to sleep at night. But yeah, these last few months, oh my God. I told you, man, I'll lay there with her. It is what it is until she gets a little older.
It's all right. It's cool. So, you know me, I'm always looking for crap to talk about.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
And since we've always spoken politics.
Of course. Well, today's a premium day for to talk about it.
Of course.
This is like the day.
Yeah, but you know what? Since I produce a show Florida freaking lost, Florida freaking turned red. I said, look, there's no more politics.
Florida won.
What else am I gonna say? Hey, yeah, we lost. At least, I could honestly say that the Democrats are not saying the election's rigged.
Yeah, they were saying that before the election.
Okay. So
They were
I
saying
think
that
those are your
before the
Trump
election
buddies. I think those are
until
your
they
Trump
realized
buddies.
that they were doing better than they thought they were going to do. Then all of a sudden, the election's no longer rigged. Even though we still have states like Arizona and Nevada counting votes until February.
You know what? I saw something like that right before we started the show. Before you came on, I was going through something, and I'm like, yeah, as long as your mail-in ballot is dated the 8th of November, we will take it to like the 11th or no, not even.
That's
It's
some bullshit.
like three,
That's
4.
just
It's like a week later, and I'm like, wow,
that
that's
is some
crazy.
bullshit.
That
I don't care.
look, I think going back to this. Okay, let me do this before we jump to that. Before we jump to what we're going to talk about next, election results need to be in the day of the election.
Right? I mean,
If
that
you
would
have your mail-in
definitely-
ballots, they need to be in before the election starts, before election day, before the final election day. Let's put it that way. Right? In this
Right.
case, let's say for us, or not for everybody, it was yesterday. Results need to be in by yesterday, not a day later, not 4 days later. No, have it in before. You could do that, but it needs to be in on that day.
Yep.
There, I'm in complete agreement with you because you just can't do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man, but it's this kind of problem that creates doubt that allows people to talk about rigged elections. I mean, why not? I think it's perfectly viable to be suspicious of results when you have certain states dragging their feet, announcing every 2 hours, hey, we found another 63,000 votes. Oh, really? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, moving on. As I was trying to say earlier, you know that I always try to look for things for the show. So I did a Google search on current social issues, right?
Okay.
So this list went on to abortion, LGBT adoption rights, gay marriage, Planned Parenthood,
What website?
government mandates. This is isidewith.com.
All right. I mean, I guess it's a matter of who was polled, but okay.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It goes gender identity, gun buyback, gender transition,
It sounds
gender
like
athletes.
a website visited by 99% Democrat voters.
Yeah, right. Marital rate. It had a bunch of stuff on it.
Right. Okay. Well,
I picked 3.
all right. Let's tackle
right.
your 3.
Yeah, we're gonna tackle my 3. One of them was this one. Do you support the death penalty?
I don't know. After Nick Cruz, what do you think?
I definitely support the death penalty.
Yeah,
I've always supported it.
It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
The fact that this is still a conversation is stupid, but this is because we have a bunch of clowns who are obsessed with like I don't know how to put it, but they're just so like, oh, cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, they have a right to this and that. No, if the crime was severe enough, the only thing is this, is that you do have these cases though, where years later, a piece of evidence comes up, something that proves innocence. And then, that could be an issue, but if you are certain and you have like the proper corroborating evidence to convict and whatnot, yes, I support it. Now that's what, the chair? They don't do that anymore.
I know, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we do anymore. Now we give injections because while your family members were mutilated by Lord knows what instrument, we have to inject them so they can go peacefully and without pain.
I can tell you this, and this is simple, man. I believe in the
You're the eye for the eye type.
for sure.
You're
But listen, if it was up to me, I'm not even gonna say his name because I'm not gonna give this guy any
I
you
get it.
know.
I get you.
But this Parkland shooter guy,
Yeah.
I would have put him up on a fucking firing line,
So do
and
you?
I hold on, and I would get all 17 victims that died family and say shoot him, don't
Wow.
kill him yet. The last shot, then you could kill him.
Damn. So, Frank, you were closer to home on that case and this decision. Were you able to read anywhere as to why this jury? I know why, because I guess not all of them voted for it. Like you have to have a unanimous vote.
Correct.
Who was the idiot or idiots that said no, and what was the reason?
They've never said who it was that said no.
Which is weird because jury names usually come out once cases are over. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's been very low key for some reason. But they did say that that person from the get go, the minute they entered the jury room, did say that she did not. It was a female that she did not believe in the death penalty. That right there killed it. I mean, for me, that law needs to change because years ago it used to be majority, and I think that's the way it should have stayed.
Right.
Because you can, because in this case, hey, look, this lady already said she doesn't believe in it. So already going in, if you don't believe it, guess what? It's a lost case. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. Wow. I hope she's happy. Like the families had to sit there and talk to this character, knowing that he was going to live.
Yeah.
I hope she's happy.
Oh, well, I hope so too.
What a clown. But yes, Frank, I do support it. I do believe in it as a deterrent. But I do support maybe some kind of measure. I know this is just me throwing ideas out there. Some kind of measure where when you have someone going for the death penalty, investigations should be continued just to make sure you've got the right person. Now, in the Parkland case, he was caught right after the incident. There's no question as to who did what. But sometimes you have like murders, and they might point to somebody who with probable cause. There may be evidence there that may point to the person, and then that person is the only person you can convict, and then they end up in this situation, but it turns out that it was somebody else right before. Those situations, I would hope that due diligence and extreme investigative care was taken to make sure that that person was the culprit and is deserving of the death penalty. Because I'm sure many people have been put to the chair who didn't do it.
Yes, I do. I mean, look, if you are convicted and you're given the death penalty, okay, I mean, normally it's a long process before you go into it. Okay. And I think that in a lot of these cases nowadays, they're getting it correct. Now, because why? Because you have all these other factors going into it. You have DNA testing now. Okay,
Yeah, you know how many people have gotten free because of DNA testing? It's amazing.
A lot. Because back then you didn't have it.
Right.
So as DNA testing has evolved, okay, they've been able to narrow down that, oh, wait a minute, this wasn't that person. So, I think nowadays they're getting it right.
Technology has gotten better. That's true.
Right. So
I think we're doing a better job of apprehending and making sure we have the right person And if so, then assigning death penalty when deserved. What happened in Broward was an absolute disgrace. What are we going to do, though?
Nothing. So going on to the other one.
Next issue.
Next issue. Carlos, you could pronounce this one.
Should terminally ill patients be allowed to end their lives via assisted suicide, aka euthanasia? Absolutely. Why prevent someone? Yeah, there he is, Kevorkian. I remember him. Why do we want to prevent anyone from further suffering? I don't get it. I mean, if I've got some kind of disease that is just causing me all sorts of insufferable pain, yet it won't kill me right away, but I'm being told there's no cure, and I'm sick of feeling the way I'm feeling, allow me to exit the goddamn building. Like, just please stop. I don't see an issue with that either. I mean, it says right there, terminally ill, like I'm going to die one way or another. Allow me to just die peacefully. Yeah, I think wherever it's not allowed, people need to check their law books. That's stupid. I'm for it. I'm okay with it. I mean, Frank, you had stage 4 cancer and it's eating at you slowly and you're just miserable. Tell me you don't look at the family and say, please get rid of me.
Dude, listen. I will get rid of myself. I won't even, I will go to my kids. I'll go to my family, tell them, hey, look, I love you, but I'm ending this. And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could end it fast. If you take my guns, I'm still gonna end it.
I'll find a way.
Okay, I will find a way. I won't, because at the end, you know what? And I'll tell you like this. And I use the story of my grandmother, right? My grandmother died of 92 years old, lived a very, very good life, very long life.
Right.
But as you see her deteriorate,
oh yeah,
she had dementia, going back in time, and then like I saw my mother really suffering through this because she's just doing this.
Yeah.
And it was a long process.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My grandmother was a long process.
Right. And those are the worst.
Of course it was, because
yeah.
Mentally she's gone. Physically, she was still in pretty decent shape.
Yeah.
So it took a while between the time that she was diagnosed, that she ended up in the hospital, to the time that she died. I want to say it was at least 2 years.
That's
maybe 3.
That's long.
So it was a while. So you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for, hey, you know what? Peace out.
Precisely. I've told my kids too, hey, as I get older, the last thing I want to do is have to depend on you guys for my well-being. If I ever get to the point where I'm sick and all I do is see you guys hovering around me trying to take care of me, I'm not going to allow that.
I mean, look, I'll tell you this. Okay. I'll tell you, my father's father-in-law, he lived until he was like 103, I think.
Wow.
103, okay. 104. But he will still walk around. He will still do things on his own. His mind wasn't all there. His mind, I want to say his mind the last year already kind of just went downhill. But he's still walking. He's being taken care of. That's different. At that point, I wouldn't suggest, hey, here, I'll help you out. No, because he's not sick. You know what I mean? So, some people are going to last.
Mm-hmm.
And others just, I mean, like I said, I would prefer, if it's me.
Yeah, so I'm okay with it, man. I don't think what they did to that guy in Michigan, Kevorkian, the more you think about it, it's like I don't see the issue. If they are giving you permission to do it, then whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree. So, oh, not there. Let's go to our next slide. Hate speech. Should hate speech be protected by the First Amendment?
This is my favorite. Should it be protected by the First Amendment? Absolutely.
Why?
Because it's just speech. Frank, we're not all going to say shit we're going to like. There are plenty of people that say stupid shit. They have a right to say it. We have a right to turn our ears and go away. This whole notion of restricting people from saying things is dumb. It's stupid. And
I think there's another way that you can say things.
Huh?
I think there's another way to say things without insulting people.
I don't care. Nope.
I mean,
doesn't Frank,
hate speech is abusive or threatening speech or written that expresses prejudice against a particular group, especially on the bias of race, religion, or sexual orientation.
Okay. And so what's the punishment, Frank? What should you do if I started just blasting away at whatever group?
I think,
should I go to jail? What's the idea?
I don't know. Maybe give you community service and make it a misdemeanor. Why are you sitting here, talking shit about somebody, about a group?
Frank, how easy is it for you to just kick me off the show if I just started? That's the point. See? That's how simple you can deal with hate speech. It's what this question tells me is that people are just too damn weak these days to hear things they don't like. And even if they're offensive, they're completely incapable of just turning a deaf ear, ignoring it, and ignoring the person saying it. Instead, we're looking for ways to punish and put away said speakers of hate speech. Dude, the only speech that needs to be forbidden, I guess, for lack of a better term, is speech that is specifically designed to instruct others to cause harm. All right. If I'm trying to incite a riot, that is not free speech. That should be punishable. If I'm gathering a group of anti-Frankers to go to Frank's house and set it on fire, that's not free speech. All right. But if I want to have a group of people sit here and tell Frank Cuesta to go F himself because he's this, and this, I have the right to do it. They have a right to say it. And you have the right to turn around and tell all of us to go fuck ourselves. And that is free speech. And no, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Call me a spick. Call me whatever you want.
No,
I can just turn you off.
Okay. So as long as I'm not making threats is pretty much what you're saying. As long as there's no threats.
Right. It's threats or instruction to commit some kind of violence. Right. Yeah, nah. Hate speech to me now is just an excuse for people who don't want to hear stuff they don't like. And here's the problem. Here's the big problem with that question, Frank, is that little definition you read to me is only going to change, get bigger, more expansive. It's going to continue to be molded like clay for people's ears. That's why you need to cut that shit right where it's at and leave it at the way I presented it, which is pretty much the way it's described in the Constitution. If it ain't designed to cause violence, it's free speech. Period. Done. And no, it should not be abolished in any way, shape, or form. I don't care.
Okay, well, that's very well taken then. So Friday, where am I here? Friday is Veterans Day.
Well, happy Veterans Day, brother. And thank you again for your service.
Thank you, sir. You see, I always make sure that I do Veterans Day or I show veterans love on Veterans Day.
Of course.
And I've had people, and this is something, that really pisses me off. when people confuse, when people on Memorial Day are telling me, "Hey, thank you for your service," I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm alive.
I'm not. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm alive.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
thank me for my service when I die. All right."
Well,
Don't.
hold on. I'll thank you now. You did it. There's nothing wrong with thanking you.
No, of course not. I get it.
You committed the
But-
act. You devoted years of your life to it.
But don't thank me on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
All right? Because the minute you thank me on Memorial Day, I'm gonna tell you to go fly a kite. Okay?
Everybody,
That-
at the end of May, make sure to thank Frank.
No, that's the last thing you want to do. You know, because I would not. You know, I won't talk to you. I'll be like, F you, man. It's freaking Memorial Day. It's not Veterans Day. You know, and so it's Friday. Just gotta show love to these veterans, man. You go out and say thank you. And I saw this. Valor is stability, not of legs and arms, but of courage and the soul. Let me tell you, one thing for me is that I do have a hard time when people tell me, "Hey, thank you for your service." You know, it doesn't matter whether it's Veterans Day or whatnot. I mean, I've always been proud that I served in the military.
Right.
But I know a lot of other people that did a lot more in the military than what I did.
Right.
You know, I served from 96 to 99. I didn't see conflict at all. I did my 3 years and I got out. I had my reasons as to why I got out. If I could have done things differently, I would have made it a career. I might be here or I might not be here. You know, but I do want to show love to my veterans. And I think that I deleted. No, here it is. My
That's
veterans. Check this out. And we'll be right back. Back to you. That's
Nice.
it. That's my little slide. And
Nice.
it's funny because majority of the people that I have on that slide, now they're all friends with me
Right.
on Facebook. I mean, I just took the pictures off of Facebook and stuff now. And majority of them I've served with. You know, so it's like, oh wow, I know all these people. I'm like, wow. And the funny thing is that in one way, shape, or form or the other, we still keep in touch. I mean, obviously, you saw Hector on there, you saw Ovi on there,
I saw OV.
which are part of my the wrestling podcast. that I'm on.
HHW.
Yes, sir. Our HHW show. You know, that's on Tuesday nights, 8:00.
Hard hitting
Facebook.
wrestling.
Yes, sir. You know, so you know what? To my veterans, thank you. You know, you guys are veterans. You guys, we all signed that
Hey.
blank check.
You all took years of your life away to do something in service of other people, whether you had to do combat conflict or just prepare machinery, whatever. Those are 3 years of your lives that were literally dictated by others that you had to do because you chose to do it. So I don't care if it was 3 years or 20 years. Thank you.
Cool. Well, you know. Carlos, any last thoughts on?
I don't have enough time. I guess I'm just gonna say it like this. In regards to last night, am I disappointed? Sure. Am I devastated? Not quite. I'm thinking if we at least get the House, we'll be good. But I will say that I am terrified of the majority of Democrat voters. They have now, for the second election, willfully gone out of their way to elect someone, or some people, but one person in particular, who is completely unfit and unfunctioning to run a major office in this nation. And I don't understand how low the bar has to go in that party. And I'm also going to say that Pennsylvania now is the new Alabama. That's it.
What, our cousins getting together?
Well, yes, and they're the ones voting them into office. Done. You go, Frank.
Well, I don't think I could top that, Carlos. My last thoughts, hey guys, look. Carlos and I sit here and we talk politics. We talk about voting, who do we vote for, why, and a bunch of other stuff. The one thing that you cannot do is if you don't vote, you can't talk. I don't care if you're red, if you're blue, if you're green, if you're gray. I don't give a shit. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, and whatever the other one is. Okay. Hey, you got the cops behind you again, man.
Is it here? It's not here. Is it you?
No, not me.
I don't think it was me
I don't know. Well, I don't know. But you know what? If you want to have a say, you got to vote. If you don't vote, you have no say so. And yeah, people I voted for lost. Everything I voted for didn't go through. Okay. But at the end of the day, I can sit here and I can talk about it because you know why? Because I voted. Okay, I voted.
It's sticker, yay!
Okay, I voted. People vote. All right. I mean, that's all I tell you. You know, we'll have another election. God knows when. What, another 2 years?
Well, there's one next year, but nothing really major happens in those odd year elections.
Yeah.
You know, it might be an amendment, some city councilman, something. So essentially, I'll say yes, there is an election next year, but 2 years from now, that's the big kahuna.
Definitely. So anyways, so we hit that time. You might agree with what we're speaking. You might disagree with what we're speaking. But at the end of the day, doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or Independent, or if DeSantis loses or wins. All right. We here will always be speaking it real. Catch you guys next week.
All right, good night.
Thank you for watching. Speaking with You is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. See you next week.